Hi, my name is Eric, and this is my City of Heroes story. Back before 2004, before I had gotten married to my beautiful wife, I had heard about City of Heroes coming out, and I remember seeing it, I think, online. I was in college, and it was my only access to the internet at the time. And I remember talking to one of my classmates. We were in a video game making class, and they were talking about the upcoming City of Heroes and massive multiplayer games and what that meant for uh, gamers like myself. And me and my coworker and classmates were both really excited about this game coming out. This was something we had never seen before. The chance to be able to make your superheroes come true and run around a city and fighting crime, and you could make your own heroes. We grew up with all the greats, and back in high school, my friends and I used to draw comic books all the time, and we would share the comics between each other, and and include each other's characters in our stories and things like that. And it was just a lot of fun. And the chance, for myself, I'm a film student, so I also had made some superhero films based on my characters back when I was in college, which was a lot of fun. And and then when City of Heroes came out, it actually came out a couple months before I got married, so I actually didn't get to get in until probably month 3 or 4, I think, after it released. Just as a newlywed trying to, you know, figure out just how to pay my own bills as a couple type thing. I didn't want to throw a massive multiplayer game into the mix just yet, but it was on my radar, and when it came out, I was really excited to play it. And I remember when it came out, of course, like I said, I was still in college. I had gotten a new laptop, and I used to sit in the back of the class, and I would start playing the game, even on slow internet, on this terrible laptop. I'd be running missions, in Steel Canyon, and it was just a lot of fun. I remember my friends were playing, I was playing, um, and I still passed my classes, which is funny, but I was just addicted to the game. It was so much fun. It was fun teaming up with people. It was fun trying out all the different builds. It was fun just, making costumes. I would spend hours and hours and hours making costumes. And even my friends who didn't play the game loved looking at my characters' costumes. I would always send them pictures of what they looked like, and they were all, I always got huge thumbs up for them. I even won a couple of costume contests in City of Heroes and won a ton of influence, things like that, which was really great. And yeah, I played the game. I played all the way through until the server shut down in 2012 in November. And I remember one of the things that I'd really like to do is I'd like to power level people with my fire tank. We actually had a super group called the Fire Tank Nation, where that was pretty much all that we did was power level people with our fire tanks. And it was early on, as one of the quickest, highest rising super groups at the time, and it was just really amazing to see what people were doing. And it was really nice just to help people out and help them get their levels on their characters faster, and it's something that would continue on even through, as they started releasing new expansions, City of Villains, going rogue, introducing the architect, um, the mission architect system, and just people power living through that. And yeah, so it was a great time. We had a lot of fun, and when the game shut down, I actually logged into my fire tank and went into Craze Folly and hopped into the bin that I used to always drag all the mobs to, and just rode it out until the game shut down. And that was kind of how it all ended, or at least so I thought. And then we heard about, skip ahead 6 years, and then we hear about the private server that was going on. And when I heard about the private server, I was, it didn't shock me that there was a server out there that somebody was running. I remember a couple years ago, I had gotten sort of the itch to play City of Heroes again really bad, and being really upset that it wasn't around. Um, I really miss playing the missions. I miss playing with my friends. I miss playing the characters, building characters, seeing the power sets, how they worked. Um, just no other game really got to me like City of Heroes did. It was just one of those things I just remember just sitting down when I would go to work. I would have the instruction manual for City of Heroes, and in between ringing customers up, if I'd ever get slow, I'd kind of kick back and just start flipping through the book and reading about power sets and reading about stuff I didn't know about the characters, or things I would want to try out. And I would start to make notes in there about the characters I wanted to make. And I just daydreamed about it, and I used to draw pictures. I used to, I wanted to draw my own comic book with just the City of Heroes characters, the people I teamed up with, and then all my alts and everything. I had tons and tons of characters, and and I just really missed that. And I remember, like I said, just feeling, a strong desire to play the game again, and there was no outlet for that at the time. I mean, I did eventually find the character creator that I think the guys over at Paragon Chat had released early on, and I was able to make the characters and kind of run around the city by myself, and it was very nostalgic, but it made me really miss the game a lot. I was very disheartened by the fact I couldn't play it, but over time I came to sort of accept that was just the way it was going to be. We were never going to get the game back, and all we could do was look forward to the spiritual successors. And I mean, I played Champions Online, I played DC Universe Online, and neither game really did it for me. The character customization just wasn't there. I didn't have as much fun playing the games. Champions Online did a better job than DC Universe in that they had a couple cool systems in there that you could do that City of Heroes couldn't, but DC Universe, I never really felt like a hero. After you reach the level cap, you can't even solo a minion by yourself without getting crushed. And it really sapped the fun out of the game for me really fast. So, then once we heard that the private servers were out, like I said, I wasn't shocked that there were private servers. I know a lot of people tried to sort of vilify the guys who had been running it, but I don't blame them for running their own private server. What I would venture to guess, it's like what else could you really do? I mean, I guess you could have released it to everyone else, and I don't know if that was their plan all along or not. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But when I saw the reactions online to what people were going through, I realized that everybody was sort of going through that phase that I went through a couple years ago, where I really wanted the game back. And you go through those stages of grief, things like because you feel like you've really lost something. You have denial. People deny that a server like that could exist. You have the bargaining, people who are willing to do anything to get on the server. You have the people who are very angry, and some people can control their anger and some people can't. And we're just in a society right now where you can just vent anything you want online, and people would obviously take it too far and threaten people, and because they can't, they don't want to accept the fact that it has to be gone again. And that was really where I was at a couple years ago, and I understand. And just it takes patience to get people to that acceptance. Going through depression and the fact that something that you love is gone, and that's just what we were all feeling, I think. And so once the servers started showing up to be able to play the game again here real recently, for a few days, it was great to be able to get on. I had some time after work, and I got on there, and I had my weekend free, and I just kept hopping on and playing, and for 10 minutes at a time, 8 minutes at a time, half an hour at a time, and we'd get kicked off over and over and over again. But it really helped to it felt great just to get back in the game again. It felt great to team up with people, to even make a couple new friends while I was in there, to have some of my friends come back and play with me online, and to test out some new power sets, new costumes. It was just great. It was everything I had hoped it would be. It was fantastic. It was fun. It was enjoyable. And I remember Friday night after hearing that when they were working on trying to get the game going again, I couldn't stop smiling all day and all night. I was hanging out with my friends and we're out to dinner, and I couldn't stop smiling. I was like, wow, this game has affected me that much that, you know, I felt like all that loss was gone. Um, and then, of course, we get to the point where we had kind of the freak out moment where we thought the server came down and everyone thought that it was gonna the game was just gonna be gone again, and everyone starts going through those 5 stages of grief again, and you start to feel that loss again. It's almost like someone gives you something that you really really want, and then they take it away, and I mean anybody would be really upset by that. Um, you know, and I remember feeling kind of depressed myself, just sad at least, that it was gone. Hopefully it'll come back, but I was really excited to see it come back. I was, and I hope it stays. I hope they find a home. I hope that, maybe there'll be 2 or 3 servers out there that people can join. It's not all just kind of crammed into one, but um, people can find the groups that they want to be with and enjoy the game like we were meant to have that, that community again. It's the one thing that's really lacking in a lot of these other games. It's just, people will gather together and do just nothing but farming, or, I'm not saying that these other games don't have their, great things to offer their communities. They probably do, but to me, and I know a lot of people, it just wasn't the same when City of Heroes left. And I didn't want to get into any other real MMOs. It just, every time I played, I just felt shortchanged. There were just things in there I couldn't do that I could do in City of Heroes. It made me feel like a hero, and I want to feel that again, and I know you do too. So hopefully they'll get things back up and going. I'm pretty optimistic that they will, and that's what we want. We want to be heroes, and I hope that you know what some of these new successors can step up and be the games that we want them to be. Um, but it'd always be nice to have this sort of to fall back on, to be able to play and relive these great times. It doesn't even matter about the graphics. It doesn't matter about the updates and technologies. As long as we can get in and just have fun, that's just all that matters. And to us, that's just really important. We can look at all the things going on in the world today. We can look at all the stuff, the darkness, and all the division and anger and frustrations that people are feeling out there, and we can be heroes. And that's a rare thing nowadays, to see somebody who, to have a whole community of people who want to do good, to do the right thing, um, and to enjoy being together. It's really rare in today's culture, and you know, and I hope we get that back. So anyway, that's my City of Heroes story. I hope you enjoyed it, and I guess we'll chat soon.